Hello, friends. How are you today? Hope you had a relaxing Saturday. Let me just see if everything's live. Yeah, we are live on on all the channels. Today we are going to have Karthigesu Sivalingam, who is a long-term practitioner of Hooponopono. Hooponopono. Okay, that's the right way of saying it. Okay, later uh, our friend Karthigesu will actually explain a little bit more. He will also share about how you actually pronounce it, right? Friends are actually just going around pronouncing. Some are actually laughing at the kind of the word itself is a little bit funny, but there's so much of depth, so much of science. It's an ancient practice all the way from Hawaii. Okay, we will definitely hear a lot more about this from Karthigesu Sivalingam. He has been practicing for over 25 years. He has impacted more than 100,000 people in the law of attraction, Hooponopono, and he's even taught corporates like Citibank, Panasonic, and many more big corporates in this area, right? We definitely want to hear more. Before that, let's just have a short intro about what we do, followed by a message from the sponsor, right? Today we actually have a sponsor, Kiss Mineral Makeup. They will be giving out 4 sets of makeup sets, which is actually mineral based. You will hear a little bit about them later. And towards the end of the show, we will have a lucky draw, okay, where we'll ask a question, and the first 4 who answer from LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. 2 from Facebook today, because today is the weekend, right? Most people are in Facebook. 1 from YouTube and 1 from LinkedIn. All right, ready to go? Just pick up your coffee, pick up your drink. There's a short intro playing. Okay, as I mentioned earlier, today's sponsor is Kiss Mineral Makeup. They will be giving out 4 sets of this. It's actually worth 178 ringgit. So there will be a question asked at the end of the show. Very simple one. So all you need to do is just tune in. Halfway in the show, we will play a short ad by them, the sponsor's message, and you just have to hear it carefully. End of the show, we will actually give out this for the first 4 people who answers the question, in 2 in Facebook, 1 in YouTube, and 1 in LinkedIn. All right, awesome. Okay, thank you, Kiss Mineral, for sponsoring the show, and let's get Karthigesu on the screen. Hello.
Hi everybody. Hello, Vyasa. Thank you so much for having me, Vyasa. It is a dream come true for me, a law of attraction manifestation for me to be invited by you. I'm really, thank you so much. I'm very flattered you actually invited me. Thank you.
This topic about Hooponopono is something very dear to me too, right? It began by reading a book by Joe Vitale. the zero limit a long time ago. But from what I understand from you, it's a lot deeper than what's written in the book, right? And you have been practicing for 25 years, and you have actually seen a lot of actual results through people, right? When they practice this, would love to hear a lot more about it. So, what is Hooponopono?
Okay, before I explain that, can I make a bit of a correction there?
Sure thing. Yes.
I've been in training for the last 25 years.
Yes.
And I've been teaching about mindset changes, law of attraction, change management and leadership and whatever not. I've been only teaching Hooponopono for the last 8 years.
8 years.
When I discovered why it is so powerful, and I didn't understand why a lot of people are not actually teaching this or practicing it, and that's when I decided to go into it and practice it and teach it as well. Okay, so that is the correction. So I've been only been teaching Hooponopono for the last 8 years, but I've been in the training for the longest of time. Of course, law of attraction even longer than that. Yeah. Coming back now, Hooponopono is an Hawaiian word. It's pronounced as Hooponopono. So Hooponopono. That's how it's actually. Yeah, you're absolutely right. A lot of people tend to say it wrongly. Yes. I've heard all kind of words, but the good news is this. The good news is this.
Right.
When you say wrong or right, it doesn't matter because it's not. It's not the mantra. The mantra is not the word Hooponopono. The mantra to use it is actually something else. Okay, so I'll come to that later. But Hooponopono basically means in Hawaiian, make it right or correct a mistake. That's what it means. Right. Make it right or correct a mistake. So it actually teaches you how to make your life better and make anything that's done wrong right, and correct all the mistakes you've done in your life, so that you could then have a clearer path to achieve the success you're looking for. So basically, that's what it means, and it's an Hawaiian word. Okay, so that's how I define it.
Right. Okay. So there are so many areas in this, right? Of course, the famous movie, The Secret. That's where the law of attraction buzz, started speaking out a lot, and then after that, manifestation, and then Hooponopono. So what's the difference between all of this?
Okay, good question. Now I want to go a little bit about my background. It's okay with you, so people need to know where I come from. Yeah.
Right.
First of all, I've always wanted to be rich, but I've found out the 3 ways to become rich. Rich in the sense that you want to have material wealth, huh?
Right.
3 ways. Number 1, you must be born rich. Well, I was not. I was born in an estate. My parents were rubber tappers. Come from a family of 12 brothers and sisters. Okay, I'm the 9th. Number 2, the second way to get rich is to marry somebody rich. Met my wife in the university. She used to drive different cars on different weeks. Later, I found out father was a car sales manager, so he brings in cars. He brings to the campus. Third way is actually what my parents have told and what most parents tell: get a good education, get a good job, and you'll probably be very successful in life. So I followed that process of getting an accounting degree, getting an MBA, and worked in Bank Negara, and went on to look at life, and say, I'm here to conquer life, And along the way, I started to read a lot of books. See You at the Top by Zig Ziglar, You're Born Rich by Bob Proctor, and all these books just to know how to become rich. They say when you work very hard, you become filthy, stinking rich. But I was filthy and stinking for the longest of time. That's when I was wondering what was wrong with these books. What was wrong with all this. And that's when The Secret came up. Right. Okay, and so I thought, wow, okay, fantastic. But The Secret itself was not clarifying the methodology of using it. Right. So what I did was I went to Canada to be certified by Michael J. Lozier on how to actually, Michael J. Lozier wrote a book called Law of Attraction, and he talks about how to put it into practice. So I became a certified Law of Attraction trainer. This was in 2008, so that's about 12, 13 years ago. So I came back and started to teach this. And as I was teaching, and when I say Law of Attraction, basically what I teach is, how to write affirmations, how to do your visualization, how to do your vision board, how to, have right empowering beliefs in order to change your mindset and all, right? And I'm pretty much good in practically showing people how to do it, because I felt that, I'm not a theorist because I practically used it in my life, but I didn't call it Law of Attraction because the book came out many years later. Initially, it was always known as a positive thinking and so on and so forth. So then what happened was that many people went through my program, both in corporate environment as well as on a personal level. I do a lot of talks out there for insurance, MLM people, and all the unit trust people. And what happened was that I realized that the success rate was good, very, very good. I'm very happy with that. But it was not total. I mean, there were people who were actually doing law of attraction to the tune, you say right affirmation, they do it, the vision board is everywhere, but they were not achieving success. And I was really puzzled with it because I've always felt that it's called law, it's a law. Law means you practice a law, everything must come through.
Right.
It didn't. Right. That's when I found out there are 3 ways to manifest anything you want in life, 3 ways. And that's how I bring in Hooponopono in, 3 ways. Number 1 is by default, manifestation by default.
Right.
Okay, meaning to say, you just grow up and listen to what your parents tell you, the money doesn't grow on tree, and what your teachers tell you that you cannot succeed because you're too tall, too thin, too fat, or too short, or you're not good in maths. So you live in default because you've been told you can only be this much, or you can only do this because you've studied only this. So people are living, so many people were manifesting just by default. Then comes the second part, manifestation by deliberate attraction. Now, deliberate attraction is law of attraction, where if people want to deliberately attract, they need to actually do the affirmation and all. Now, there's a third element which a lot of people don't know, don't realize, or might not be aware of, which is manifestation by divine intervention. That's where Hooponopono comes in.
Right.
Now, divine intervention, subtly put, a lot of people use it now, like, for example, being grateful, doing gratitude, doing good things to get blessings in life, But what a lot of people fail to realize is that there's one element of life you need to rectify, or that's where the Hawaiians call it, make it right or correct the error, in order for you to manifest. And that is where Hooponopono comes in, which it teaches you how to use that. Now, let me give you a bit of an example. So you probably, I like layman example.
Sure.
Okay, for example, WhatsApp. You send a WhatsApp message. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, 1 tick means message didn't go through. So a lot of people write affirmations and whatever, message never got through, never went through.
Right.
2 ticks means message went through, but nobody read it.
Right.
This is how you told the universe, I want to achieve this and I want to get that, but God didn't read the message, or the universe didn't read the message. So no 2 blue ticks. Right. But when you send a message, 2 ticks, 2 blue ticks means it's gone through, person has received it and also read it.
Right.
Now, the reading of the message for manifestation take place is where the divine intervention comes in.
Right.
And that's how Hooponopono became famous. And that's how, because when I started to teach, like you're rightfully saying it earlier, that a lot of people don't understand Hooponopono. They think it's a funny word. People actually Google Hooponopono with a P-O-R and get all kind of websites. So you're right. But I think what people need to understand is that Hooponopono, I think, is the missing link for you to actually manifest well. And that's what I started to teach 8 years ago, and have had amazing success, not only on a work environment, it's on health, on many levels, many levels. Maybe we'll talk about it a bit later. Yeah. So that is how I came into understanding Hooponopono and started teaching Hooponopono, because I felt it was the missing link for my students who were coming for my programs.
Right. So how did you actually, get interested in the first from law of attraction, then you went on to Hooponopono, right?
Yeah, right.
So what made you actually, what triggered you to get into law of attraction? That itself, is a strange thing in the training world.
I think I did not go into law of attraction. I think I went into positive thinking, because as I was growing up, remember I mentioned to you, as I was growing up in the estate, we were in poverty, and I was like hungry to succeed, right?
Right.
So the first book I read at the age of 15 was See You at the Top by Zig Ziglar, and he talks about how you need to set goals to come up in life. Right. Then I read You Were Born Rich by Bob Proctor, and the reason I read the book, because he says you are born rich, and I was not born rich. I was born poor, and I thought, what an idiot! What kind of a book is he writing? But I read the book and I realized actually every one of us are born rich. Right. Every one of us are very powerful beings, and we can manifest anything we want in life. I tell you this again. I repeat that. We can manifest anything we want in life, which means the universe will never say no to us if you know how to connect with the universe correctly.
Okay, I'm looking forward to hear this a lot.
Yeah, so I've always looked at positive thinking, positive imaging, by books by Dale Carnegie and Norman Vincent Peale, and then The Secret came out.
Mm-hmm.
And The Secret came out, and then law of attraction as a term became very famous.
Yes.
So that's when I went into what you call law of attraction. So I think 25 years I've been teaching about positive thinking and all, but along the way I just changed the positive thinking, positive mindset to law of attraction because it was more commercial and it was more
Yeah.
acceptable with people. And that's how law of attraction came in. And then when I came back from Canada after being certified, I started teaching the methodology that was taught to me by Michael J. Lozier with regards to how do you change your NLP, how do you change the way you think, the way you talk, what you say, what you don't say, how do you focus in order for you to get it. Like we always say, first you need to know what you want. That's law of attraction. Yeah, first you need to know
Yes.
what you want.
Yeah.
Number two is you must have crystal clear way of making sure that the universe knows what you want.
Mm.
Actually a lot of us confuse the universe a lot.
Right.
Like when people say, I ask people, I say, do you want to make, is one of your goals to have more money? Say, oh yeah,
Right.
absolutely, I want to have more money. Then I take out 10 ringgit and give them. I say, well, your goal has been fulfilled because your goal is to have more money. Now you got 10 ringgit. It's not.
Right.
And, no, but I want more. But you didn't say that, right? You just said I want more money. I
Right.
want a better car. I want a better health. Better health is yesterday you had fever, today you don't have fever. You're better health now. So that's when I started teaching law of attraction, I started to define it in a more thorough way, more detailed way, so people could. So basically, I will teach them. Like I said, when I teach law of attraction, I was teaching about affirmation. These are the four main things: how to write affirmations clearly, how to do your vision board properly,
Right.
how do
Right.
you actually do visualization, and
Right.
then how to actually change your mindset to have empowering beliefs instead of limiting beliefs.
Right.
And I put in a lot of effort, and a lot of people started to succeed in their life. But like I said, I was not fulfilled. Something was missing. Something was missing. So that's how law of attraction came into my life, and how I started to teach many companies, individuals, and organizations. I go and teach them how to achieve sales targets and whatever not. Right? Yeah. But I think it was also a personal journey because I was looking at my own life, and I realized that there are many other things I wanted in life I was not getting, even though I'm a practitioner of law of attraction.
Right.
And then I heard about Joe Vitale, and I heard about him talking about this man from Hawaii who cured 47 people in a hospital by not even meeting them, by just knowing that they are there. And that's how Hooponopono came into my life.
Right. For the benefit of the viewers, right? Can you share the story of Dr. Len?
Okay.
Yeah.
First of all, everyone needs to know that Hooponopono started in Hawaii, but it was actually introduced to the world by a lady called Mona Simeon. Now, Mona Simeon is the kahuna, big kahuna in Hawaii, and
Right.
she is the one who was doing it in Hawaii. And in Hawaii, it's a close family relationship deal. Ho'oponopono is about families getting together like for Christmas and asking forgiveness from each other. That was what Ho'oponopono was all about.
Right.
But what Mona did was she decided to tell the whole world. And one of her students was Dr. Hew Len.
Yes.
Ilya Kala Hew Len. Okay. So Dr.
Right.
Hew Len, and of course, Dr. Hew Len and Joe Vitale subsequently wrote the book, Zero Limits. Okay.
Yes.
So what fascinated Joe Vitale for him to write a book with Hew Len was this. Hew Len is a psychiatrist. He's a psychiatrist. Okay. He worked in a hospital in Hawaii State Hospital, but he was put in charge of mentally ill criminals. Okay, so there was just an entire ward with 47 patients. They are mentally ill, but they're criminals, dangerous criminals, and he was put there. Now, because he's a student of Mona, and his understanding is everything that happens in our life is based on my karma or something that I've done in my life. That's why I'm attracting it. So he says that anyone, like Vyasa, I attracted you. It's a Hooponopono thingy,
Yes.
or whoever you have in our life, whether our house, our work, and everything, it's all connected. That's a big thing, So when he was given this hospital, his thought was, my God, why am I given this 47 criminals, dangerous guys for me to take care. And what he did was very simple. He never met any one of the patients. He did not counsel with any of the patients. What he did was he took their files on a daily basis and he did Hooponopono. He did Hooponopono prayers. He did Hooponopono. And when he did prayers, exactly 3 years later, all 47 patients got cured. Repeated, they all got cured. They were transferred to normal prison, and the ward was closed down. This was like, oh my God, this is fascinating. And Joe Vitale then wrote a book together with Dr. Hew Len in order for the world to know what is Hooponopono all about. So that's how it became very famous. And I was searching. Remember when they say when the student is ready, the teacher will appear, and it just appeared. Hooponopono just appeared to me at that point in time, and I thought, wow. And I just decided to dive in and research more, and then I decided to teach it to other people. Okay. So that's Hooponopono and Dr. Hew Len.
Amazing story. Each time I read the story, I heard about this story a long time ago through Joe Vitale's book, The Zero Limits, right? And when I heard it, say, sure, something like this is like, it's,
we all have our doubts, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just crazy, because we have been the normal way we have been trained is like, you work hard, you do this thing, you do this thing, you do this thing, you will make more money, or you will get a better business, and you get. But then again, there are a lot of people actually doing this. They're actually working hard. They are actually like doing all the right things, but some things seems to stop them.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's why I'm too very curious about this. So what is Hooponopono and how do we practice it?
Okay, good point. But you already mentioned something which is very powerful. You say we all are hardworking people.
Yeah.
We really, go out there to make the money or, come up in life. And I've done all that. I've gone through the whole thing, and I worked in Bangalore. I've done everything. So I appreciate what you're saying. That's why I was searching. I was saying, what else can I do?
Right.
Then I found out Hooponopono has got 3 elements to it, and it's related to law of attraction as well. Yeah. The first element is whatever goes wrong in our life, like for example, you're not achieving success, you're not achieving sales, if you're unhealthy, everything, you need to accept responsibility first. So that is the first thing. Instead of blaming other people, you need to accept responsibility. It's so easy to blame, Yasa. It is so easy for us to just say, oh, it's my boss' fault, my company. When you join a company, you are hyper excited. Work starts at 9, you reach at 8 o'clock, work finishes at 5, you stay on until 7 o'clock. 6 months later, you don't like that company.
Yeah.
When you get married, you're hyper excited. We'll say lima hari tamotinga matahari. That kind of excitement when you get married. When you walk with your wife, you walk so close, even mosquitoes cannot go through. But 1 year later, it's like, can you walk far? It's very hot. Now, the thing, what happened? You buy a car. The first, you polish your car, you wash your car every other day. One year later, it's like, oh my God. So what happened is this, we tend to blame others. So first thing about Hooponopono is you need to accept responsibility. And that is the most difficult part, that everything that happens around our life is something that we have created. Of course, you might not know why, you might not know how, but we created it. That's the first thing. The second thing is, now that you realize you have created it and it's not a good thing, you need to know how to cleanse it, how to clear this negative thing. Now, we all know that we have got something called a subconscious brain or subconscious mind. Our subconscious mind is our CPU that files everything inside. Whatever we go through, what the teachers told us, what we have read, what our friends told us, people, what our parents. So it's an environment thingy. So it is filed there. And a lot of this is the one that contains, limiting beliefs. And you need to cleanse it. If you do, that's why it's called zero limit. Zero limit means cleansing everything, clearing everything.
Zero.
Yeah, that's when you go to zero. So cleansing that will allow new data to come in. So, for example, you can go out there and say, I can do it, I can do it, I can do it. You can say, I can do it 10 times, but for 10 years, you have told your brain that you can't do it. And you cannot change it in 10 days, you see. So you have to cleanse that part of it in order to get this. And this is the funny problem, where people don't realize, you see. So people say, no, Karthi, I'm clearing it. It's a simple example, right? You have a laptop, we delete a file. Well, delete the file. You don't want the file, we delete the file. Now, is the file deleted?
It's stored in the
recycle bin.
Yes.
It's in the recycle bin. You have to empty the recycle bin. Okay, now, law of attraction is deleting the file saying, I'm very positive about life.
Yeah.
Hooponopono is emptying the recycle bin. So you see, so what people don't realize is that it's all there. You have to empty it. You have to clear it. Only then the good things will come. So there's a second part, clearing your data in the subconscious mind. Okay, now the third one, which is for those of you.
Before we go to the third one, right? Okay, I got a question first, just to clarify, right? So the first one is, we have to accept that we created our surroundings. That means, like, we are in the company that we are in right now is our creation.
Everything.
The finance situation that we are in right now is our creation.
Yep.
The country we are living in right now is our creation.
Yep.
The government that we have is our creation.
Yep.
Right? That means everything is our creation.
Yep. Okay. But you must understand something here. I just want to interrupt.
Yes.
When we say our creation, when you say our creation, which is true, but if you're unhappy with it, it's because of our expectations.
Right.
We expect the prime minister to be like this. We expect the country to be like this. We expect our wife. Why is it that you get married, you're happy, then you're not happy? Because the expectation has changed.
Right.
So ultimately, we need to look back and say, listen, my company didn't force me to join this company. I joined I went for the interview and I got a job.
Right.
You understand, Anand?
Right.
You can leave the country if you want to, you don't want to, but you live in the country because this is so much of a heaven compared to many other places out there.
Yes.
But what you need to know is life might not be perfect, and you need to re-look at the way we are and say, what is it that I'm doing that is not giving me the happiness that I'm looking for, the peace that we are looking for?
Yes.
You know,
and that's what you're looking for. Right?
Exactly. Why would you want a big car or a big house, or because you want the happiness, the peace.
Yes.
You understand, Anand? Yeah. So coming back to what you said,
yes,
this is the most difficult part about Hooponopono. But if you, this is what I found out, since you asked this question, So I get a lot of people who have the same thing. You say, but Mr. Karthi, I didn't create this monster of the husband I have. I didn't create this toxic boss that I have. I didn't. They also, I didn't say I joined the company. This was not my boss, but now he is the boss, and I say you attracted him, but I didn't. I didn't. So no, what I tell them is this. Okay, listen, I have no time to evangelize and convert you into a believer. I can't do that.
Right. Yes.
But what I do is I say, give me 21 days.
Yeah.
For the next 21 days, do what I ask you to do.
Right.
And then you see results. Then you know, oh my God, what Karthi says is true. It really, really works. So what I've got in my life has been people who have now believe in what I do because they've seen amazing results after they decided to follow what I've taught them to do. So there will be always certain people who would say, I didn't create it. And when people say things like that, I just say, listen, maybe your time hasn't come now.
Yeah.
You understand? Like I told you, Vyasa, earlier, I've been wanting you to interview me for the longest of time, but then I just felt my time hasn't come until today.
Right.
You understand? Everything is planned. I feel the universe plans everything for us. Okay.
Yes.
So
yes.
Yeah. So accepting the responsibility first is the most powerful thing and the most important thing. Agree?
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's number one, right?
So number one is accepting responsibility.
Right. Right.
Number two, knowing that. Yeah. If you accept it, then it's very easy already.
Right.
You know what I mean. And if you accept it, and say, shucks, man, maybe I'm the one who's creating this, right? Then the next question will be, okay, Karthi, what do I do next? Then it's very easy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You understand? It's very easy. But when you don't accept it, you say, no. Like I give you an example. I tell this lady who's got a problem. I'm going to personal here, right? I've got this lady who tells me I've got a problem with my husband. I said, why don't you do this? So the things will go. But she says, it's not my problem, it's my husband. I said, I know, but you're married to him.
Right.
So you got to do this. You know what I mean or not? So they need to accept it first and say, okay. I need to admit the fact everything in my life is attracted by me. If you believe in karma, it's based on karmic reasons. If you don't believe in karma, it doesn't really matter. There is something called the law of cause and effect.
Right.
Everything you're going through now was caused by you some other time.
Yes.
What you sow is what you reap. You sowed it somewhere to have a boss like that now.
Right.
So when people come to that realization and say, oh wow, okay, so what do I do now? Then comes to the second and the third part, which is cleansing the data from the subconscious mind and cleansing your negative energy from your karmic level.
Okay.
We believe in karma. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. That's basically the substance of Hooponopono, which is accepting responsibility, cleansing your data from your subconscious mind, cleansing your karma. Okay, let me explain a little bit about the karmic part because I haven't said that yet. See, our there's something called self-identity. Yeah? Many people don't realize it. We think self-identity is I'm Karthigesu, that's self. It's not the case. Self-identity is we have a conscious brain.
Right.
We have a subconscious brain.
Right.
We've got a superconscious brain, which is your soul.
Okay.
And then we've got divinity or your creator. Okay.
Right.
Creator is the one who comes in to help you.
Right.
You know? For those of you who are listening to me for the first time, I'm not preaching. I'm not talking about God. I'm not talking all that. I'm just telling you that we all are created. You know, we just didn't exist. Okay, we are created. Okay, so there's a creator there. So the thing is this: only the creator can put things right. So you want $1 million ringgit, you want a car, you want a house. The creator can come in and help you because the creator is the one who created you.
Right.
The only person who can speak to the creator is the soul, which is the superconscious.
Right.
And the only person who can speak to the superconscious is your subconscious.
Right.
But your subconscious got so much of data.
Right.
And all kind of negative data. So your subconscious will always refuse to talk to your superconscious and you don't get connected to your superconscious. Only when you get connected, then you find the divine intervention comes in. Of course, I want to tell you something. It's not just Hooponopono. For people who do a lot of good things in life.
Right.
For example, you don't double park. Because if you double park, you get cursed left, right, center. Superconscious is not going to talk to God about you.
Right. Right.
Okay? So you need to, if you do good things, you get lots of blessings. Your mom blesses you. All that will allow the superconscious, which is the soul, to connect with your creator. And that's when you do your affirmations, it will come through. Because the creator will come in to work his way around. Right. So this is where the tricky part comes in, where people, you know, so I always tell people, I said, if you believe in God, then just say, God, dear God, and move in. Right. If you don't believe, just say, dear universe. Understand that? Okay, would that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so like we will take a short break. I think it's superb. And for those friends who have been following this up to now, I'm sure you're super curious on how it is practiced.
Can I say, sorry, can I say something so people can ponder while we take a break? Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of people ask me this question. They say, how do you prove that you're God? Or how do you prove there's universe? How do you prove there's creator?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Simple example. Why? Okay, Earth is round. We are all able to walk, you know, without falling down.
Yes.
And I ask people why, and people say law of gravity.
Right.
Okay, everybody say, oh, law of gravity. Mr. Karthi, come on, law of gravity, physics. Okay, I say fine.
Right.
Okay, right. Now let's say somebody has passes away. Somebody is dead. Okay. Right. Now, does the law of gravity exist? Exist, can?
Yes.
Why can't he stand? Why can't he stand? Because his superconscious has left him.
Right.
So the connection between the subconscious and the conscious and the universe is your superconscious, which is your spirit, your soul, the energy force.
Right.
So when you go in and connect with the divine energy and you talk about, it's actually the superconscious.
Right.
Does it make sense? I mean, like you know, that's why they say when somebody is alive, they say, oh, there Karthi is there because he's alive. When he's dead, they say his body is there.
Right.
See the difference? Because one has an energy, one doesn't have an energy. Yeah. Okay. Just so people to know why you need to believe in that. Okay, go on, please.
So friends who have all because this as we get deeper and also how to practice this, what are the words you got to say?
Yeah. How do you do it? Yeah.
How do we do it? Throw in your questions up to now. What you have heard. I'm sure you have heard a lot of things. Please feel free to say hello and also most importantly, throw in your questions. And we'll watch a short message by our sponsor today, Kiss Mineral. And later on, remember, we're going to ask some questions and there are 4 gifts for you to take back, right? For 4 of our viewers who answer the question rightly, okay? So here's the message by Kiss Mineral.
I was in one of the clinic doing an event for the doctors. And this customer walked up with full makeup, beautiful skin. I was surprised and said, hey, are you our user? She said, yes, I'm using a product already for 5 years. I'm using it. Before I'm using a product, she showed me a photo before. It's full of acne. Now look at my skin. I can't live without your product. And her skin is really smooth. That touches me. make me immediately feel the mission that we have to give them the benefit of the product, to educate them. Such a wonderful makeup that's available in the market to make the quality of life improve. Australia Products is known worldwide, especially for their stringent of quality. Their quality control is really very thorough, and they have about their safety of the product. They always emphasize on safety, quality, and integrity.
Okay, we are back on the show. Later on, just stay tuned. There will be a question. It's a very simple question, and there are 4 gifts for our friends who answer the question. So let's get on back again with the show. Karthi has also shared about what's the principles behind the subconscious, the superconscious, and all, right? So again, let's have a look at some of the questions. Okay, love how you have connected gravity to our superconscious, all right, by Sasikala. Okay, interesting. Again, how? Okay, we have already seen the importance of acceptance of what we have created around us. Okay, and also the connection between us and the divine, the various stages, right? We have our normal conscious, we have
subconscious, subconscious, superconscious, and then the creator.
The creator, right? So the creator is whatever religion you have, that's your creator, right?
Absolutely.
So this is not religion specific.
Yeah.
Right?
If you don't believe in religion, you just need to know is the universe.
Is the universe lah. All right.
That's right.
Okay. So now let's get on to how we actually practice Hooponopono.
Right. Okay. Just one example that I want to just share with everyone before we move on is like we are creatures born to succeed in life. Right. We are divine creatures. So it's like having an iPhone, which is if you're an iPhone person, you'll say, oh my God, this is an iPhone, right? And you bought it and you paid so much money because it's the best that you can have. Then you are trying to make a call by being inside a lift. Right. You're inside a lift and making a call, or you are in a basement and trying to make a call and the call doesn't go through. So what do? You break up the phone. You just smash it because you say, what kind of a stupid phone is this, But the problem is not the phone. The problem is you're in the wrong place.
Right.
There's
no connection.
There's no connection. There's no reception. You probably go to higher. So that's what I tell people. I say, as a human being, you have no idea how powerful you are. So we eat and we drink, and it just goes in and it comes out as waste. How does it work? Nobody knows. So this is where the superconscious and the creator comes in, right? So coming back, so what Hooponopono is all about is very simple: accept responsibility. And then you want to allow the divine to come and do your cleansing, we call it, cleansing. Yeah. So you remember I told you earlier, Hooponopono means make it right, correct an error. That is the definition. Make it right or correct an error or mistake. Okay. So once you accept responsibility and say, okay, I think I must have done something wrong to attract this man or this woman or this company. So now you need to rectify it by doing Hooponopono. And Hooponopono basically has got many, many tools attached to it. But from the book Zero Limit and the one that Dr. Hew Len and as well as Joe Vitale teach is this 4 phrases, which is the 4 phrases go like this: I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, and thank you. Okay, I love you, I'm sorry, please me, thank you. First of all, we need to know this is addressed to the universe, or if you believe in God, is God. Okay, let's say universe. So what you're telling the universe is, universe, I love you, because you need to be grateful, and you need to be connected to the universe. And by starting on, you say, I love you to the universe. Then you say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, to correct the mistakes that you have done, that you've got such a toxic environment that you live in. Could be work, or could be personal, or your financial situation, all those things. So I love you, I'm sorry. Nobody knows what you have done. Yes. I don't know what I do. It's just something you have to say in order for the universe to work for you.
Right.
Do the cleansing for you. Okay. And the fourth one is thank you. That means you finish up by saying, thank you so much. I'm so grateful that you are doing it for me.
Right.
Let me put it another way, where like Hew Len says, he says, I love you. I'm so sorry for whatever that is inside my subconscious brain that is creating this problem in my life. Please forgive me and erase it so that I can go on with my life. Thank you so much. But you don't have to say the whole thing. Yeah. You just say, I love you.
Universe.
Yeah, you say to the universe and you only say, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, that's it. Right. But that's what it means. It means you're cleansing the negative data, the negative karma, and whatever you're going through. Now, culturally, people do all kind of things to cleanse karma.
Yeah.
You know? But what Hawaiians believe is, until you ask for forgiveness, your karma will never be cleansed, or your negativity will never be cleansed. That's why the forgiveness becomes a very important way of actually cleansing it. Yeah.
Right. You know, the very interesting thing about these phrases that you've just mentioned, right? It's there actually taught in every religion.
Yeah,
like
absolutely.
For example, I love you, or love is there in all the religions. We always say it to God, for those who believe in God. For those who don't, I mean, we say love to, you know, the people around, or something, right? The word I'm sorry is, you know, highly stressed in all religions, whether you are, you know, Muslim,
any religion,
any religion, Christianity, right? And please forgive me. Forgiveness is also a thing that, you know, we always say in all religions, right? So it's actually very, it's there in all the religions. These same words, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So that's why there's no religious barriers to any of this. Anyone can say it, you know, and they will see results. Yes, the results are amazing.
Right.
My take on anybody who's watching me today is, you might not believe in me. Somebody mentioned, I saw in a comment, it says that this is like a Brahma Kumari's teaching and all. I have no idea because I've never been to a teaching by Brahma Kumaris. But I think if anyone teaches you about getting connected to your creator and having a better life, I think it's worth following through.
Right.
You know? And just since you brought in religion a little bit, I just want to tell you that I do have a lot of Muslim friends who listen to me and follow this. And how they do it is that they will say it in a Malay zikir. Like, for example, if you don't mind me say that, they will say something like, of course, the Christians will go Jesus Christ, and the Indians will go, but the Muslims will go Ya Allah, and then they go Alhamdulillah, Subhanallah, Allahu Akbar, and Astaghfirullahalazim.
Right.
This is the 4 phrases they use, which is similar to, because it's a 3 zikir and 1 astaga, they call it. Right. And a lot of my Muslim friends have used it. And even last week, I had a lady who called me up and said, her name is Fatima. Her niece has been admitted to a hospital in she called up, she said, Mr. Karthi, you know what? I have been doing the zikir exactly the way you taught. And, you know, I just want to tell you that she's now come out and she's in the normal ward and she's already smiling. And I'm so happy. I'm so happy. Basically, what she did Hooponopono, but in her own way, because she is being a Muslim. Yeah. So yeah, absolutely. All religions says the same thing.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Now, a good question by one of the audience is like from Kala Devi from YouTube, right? She asked, "Do we have to say it in that order? I love you. Please forgive me. Thank you. No, sorry. I love you.
I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you.
Okay.
All right, very good question, Kala. Actually, if you Google in the internet, actually people use the phrases in different orders.
Yeah.
And Dr. Hew Len actually says it's okay. It really doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter. Now, I teach in that order because it gives more meaning to me. For example, for me, I feel that it must be where you first start off by saying, I love you. Then you say, I'm sorry, please forgive me. And then you say, thank you. Which is why I use that particular order. So anyone who comes into contact with me to know about Hooponopono, that's the order they follow. And I explain to them that way. But Dr. Hew Len says it really doesn't matter because he says, come on, you're talking to the creator. He knows what you're talking about. Don't worry.
Yeah, exactly.
It really doesn't matter.
The divine knows better, right?
Yep.
Okay, so very interesting. In fact, there are a lot of people who have read this work also are following today's show, right? So for those who are listening in, I'd like you to just share a comment on how practicing this has helped you, right? So we can actually read out some of it. I personally like to hear, and also like there are a lot of others who also want to hear, because for someone new, it could be something that's very strange. Betul ke ni? Jadi ke ni? So let's hear it. Let's for some of you, I can see that you all have practiced it. Please share some of your exact things that has happened to you after practicing and before practicing, right? That'll be great to hear in the show.
Yes, so, can I pick up from the comment and say something? There's Satish Kaur, who just commented. I know Satish for the last 8 years. It's really nice to hear Mr. Karthi again. I'm a firm believer. Yeah. Okay. So I know her personally. She and her sister has been following me, and they practice it, and she's doing amazingly well in her career. Both the sisters, they're doing well, and both are in MNCs. So that's what she mentioned. And if you go below that, can you see Carol? Carol is actually someone who attended my advanced program recently, and she actually suffered stroke about 2 weeks ago. She actually had a stroke. But what is amazing is because she was supposed to go somewhere. I think she was supposed to go to Batam Bujuntai or something like that. And she was not feeling too well, but she was about to go anyway. Somebody called her, brother called her and said, why didn't you go and visit mom? Because, there was something there. And then she decided to go and visit her mom. That's when she collapsed and was rushed to the hospital. Now, what she said was, if I had driven to Batam Bujuntai, which is one, long winding road, if you follow through, right? She said, I could have just collapsed in the car and I would have probably been dead by now. She says, I believe that the divine saved my life. That's what Carol is saying. So these are people that I know that I'm telling you, yeah? And many other stories, of course. Yeah, I've got hundreds of stories.
Okay, we'll love to definitely hear these stories and, some of some of the cases that actually happen. And again, listeners to the show, please share your stories. Those who have practiced this, please share your stories, because I think it's good for everyone to hear. The more we all practice in Malaysia, something that's good, we'll make a big change in this country, right? In a very positive way, lively way, right? Okay, so just this 4 simple sentence, and it makes a lot of difference. So you practice, you say the words. How many times should you say it in a day? How often?
Okay, very good point. Before that, you can either just say it out. I want to explain a little bit. Yeah, either say it out, or you can actually write your name down. Okay. Write your name down, put your hand on top of the name, and then say it out. You can do either or. Because sometimes when you just say it out, you tend to lose focus. You will say, and then the call comes in, or you get distracted. That's why I always say, you focus, write your name down, put your hand on top of your name, and then say. So you can actually do this with anyone. You can put your family member's name, anybody's name, and put it. It will still work. Okay, it will clear a lot of things. Now, I used to teach when I first started. I said, do it 20 times. Say it 20 times.
For that person's name.
You just say, dear universe, I love you, I'm sorry, please make you once. I love you, I'm sorry, please make you twice. I love you, I'm sorry, please make you 3 times, and so on and so on. That's what I did. Because in the initial stages, Vyasa, when I started 8 years ago, there was a lot of resistance from people about, even 20 times is like, Michael, why must I say so many times? Why can't I just ask forgiveness once? But I've changed that, Vyasa, since I did my doctorate. As I was doing my doctorate, I realized the magic number is 108.
108.
That's right. And again, 108 is in all religion.
Yes.
All religion. And it's a vibrational number, because when you say it 100 times, it has such power that makes it work. So you put your hand on top, or you must just say it in your heart. You just keep saying, dear God, I love you, I'm sorry, thank you, I love you, I'm sorry, 108 times. So you can use a prayer bead, or you can use a clock, whatever, and do it. I think maybe if the audience do not know this, the distance from the sun and the earth is 108 times the diameter of the sun. 108 times. Okay. The distance from the moon and the earth is 100 diameter of the 108 times the diameter of the moon.
Right.
So our earth is in the middle. We have got the moon at one side. We've got the sun on the other side, and they are always circumventing in the same way, right? But their distance is 108 times of their diameter as compared to Earth. That's why it is believed that 108 is a magical number.
Right. Interesting.
A pentagon has got 808 angles.
Right.
A human organ will disintegrate at 108 Celsius.
Right.
108 centigrade, once again. It will disintegrate. So 108, again, is 108.
Right.
So it's a very powerful number. So now what I do, Vyasa, for the last 1 year, I've been teaching people, and I said, listen, if you really, really want to change your circumstances, do it 100 times. Now, this is not from Zero Limit. This is not from Hew Len. Nobody.
Yeah.
It's something that I have started to teach And I tell people when I started to see amazing results.
Right.
There's one result over there you can see, Ramesh Balu. Yeah,
Yes,
Ramesh Balan is another person that follows my program, and he's diagnosed with cancer, and he's been on medication, which is a very expensive medication.
Right.
But the doctors told him last month,
right,
that you don't have to worry because you don't need medicine anymore.
Right. And his cancer.
Yeah. His cancer, that is the chronic myeloid leukemia, blood cancer.
Wow. This is
so
crazy.
a lot of this kind of testimonials, yes, because people follow, and a lot of these people actually started following me during the COVID, when the COVID pandemic started.
Right.
Many of them, because I think maybe people were down and they just wanted to get some solace, and that's when they believed that this could help, and many of them started following. Yeah. So 108 times. I think the question was how many times? Yeah, I say 108.
Okay, and then a question by Shireen, right? It's a good question.
Yes.
108 at a time, or is it like spread out?
One sitting. If possible,
at
one sitting.
Okay. At one sitting.
This is, again, good question. Good question. Shireen, very good question. You see, if it is going to not allow you to sit down and do 108 times at one go, then I'm fine. You can do 20 times, 5 times, make it 100. There's no issue at all. I think that the number of times you say will cleanse your negativity faster.
Right.
Okay, negativity faster. Sitting and doing it 100 times obviously has got more power as compared to do 100 times throughout the day. But doing 100 times throughout the day is even better when you do it rather than not doing it at all.
Yeah, correct.
You see what I mean? I'm being very practical here, because there's no hard and fast rule here. Vyasa, there's no hard and fast rule. You can do it 100 times at one go. So I know people who really are into this. They will do 108 times 3 times a day. 1 sitting, 2 sitting, 3 sittings.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So another question is, can you do it for somebody else?
Good. Yeah. So this is the other part of it. Yeah. So normally, if you do it for yourself, the circumstances will change. Right. Meaning to say, you have to have this belief that if I do it on my name, this is what Hew Len says. He said, you do it because the problem is you. The memory is within you. The data is within you. You do it, and everything will clear around you. That's what has been told, and that's how I teach.
Right.
But I don't know whether it's an Asian thing or whether it's a Malaysian thing. I don't know what it is. People don't. It's like, Mr. Karthi, but the problem is my husband. Mr. Karthi, the problem is that, my boss. The problem is my customer, right? So what I did was, in order to indirectly make sure they do their Hooponopono, so I started off many years ago by saying, okay, who's the problem? My problem is, my wife. I say, okay, write your wife's name, put your name first, then write your wife's name at the bottom, put your hand on top and do. And people say, my God, Mr. Karthi, my wife has changed so much. Or my boss is so toxic. I say, never mind. Put your name, put your company's name, put your boss's name, put your hand on top and do. Oh my God, my boss is so friendly with me today.
Right.
So you can do for other people, for sure, but you don't need to. According to Hew Len, Joe Vitale, Mona Simeon, no. His problem is all us.
Right.
So I don't do for other people. I always do just for myself.
Right.
But it's okay because you want to give a meaning to what you're doing, then you can put other people's name. But ultimately, it's working not because you have the other person's name there, it's because you're doing it for yourself.
Right.
So I need to explain that to you, because I don't want everyone to start writing a long list of names and start doing for people. Because it's not really so. It's not really so. It's actually you need to do it. Yeah. Okay, makes sense. So you can do for others, but okay. For example, you have someone who's sick. You've got a cousin who's sick. You've got an uncle who's sick. You've got a sister who's you feel so devastated. Yeah, you can write the name. You can put your hand on top and do it because you are actually sending them lots of love, lots of people. You're cleansing it in your mind. How it works is this, let's say if your sister or someone related to you is sick in Vyasa, actually what it means is that they are sick because there's something karmic within you that is creating that problem. That's what the Hawaiians believe. So if you do Hooponopono, it will cleanse.
Right.
Okay, it will cleanse. But like I said, to give meaning, you can put the name and do. And I've seen many, many cases. I had a lady, her sister met an accident in Klang, went into a coma. The doctor says it's brain injury. There's nothing we can do. So this lady called me up and said, Mr. Karthi, is there anything we can do? I said, how many of you are there? So she said, me, my dad, we got three girls, siblings, and so the two of us, one of this is in common. I said, why don't all of you, do this? Take a picture of your sister if you want to, and then put your hand on top of your sister's picture, hold it, just do Hooponopono. And she woke up the next morning.
Oh my God.
And they called up and said, Mr. Karthi, this is amazing. I said, listen, I'm not doing anything magical.
Right.
When the moment you say, God, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you.
Right.
The creator will say, now you realize it's your problem, right? Now you ask permission for me to help you, I will help you. That is the key. That is the key, Vyasa. The moment you ask to do Hooponopono, you are telling God, I admit and I accept responsibility. Please help me. That's when the universe comes in to guide you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So there's a good question here, okay, by my good friend Patpal, right?
Yes.
So,
yeah.
Hi Karthi, is there a danger of people mistaking this as an easy way out of one's life problems? Okay, good.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Good, very good question.
Yeah.
Patpal, if I can, if I hopefully pronounce the name correctly.
Patpal. Yeah.
Okay, Patpal. Okay. You're absolutely right. I think a lot of people tend to think that Hooponopono is the magic formula, and they would want to get out of the problem. Now, this is where I'm happy to say that as long as they start doing, their mindset will also change.
Right.
I've noticed that many times. So people might take it and say, "Oh my God, I found a secret to do this," right? But as they're doing it, I have got people, for example, they come and tell me, Mr. Karthi, that guy has not paid me money. If I write his name, can he pay back? I say, yeah, sure, write his name. But a week later, they'll come back and say, you know what, Mr. Karthi, I suddenly feel like it's okay lah. At least I have the soul lah. It's all right. I think it's my fault. When I gave it to him, I didn't do. I didn't set any condition. I didn't sign an agreement. So many times I've seen this. Someone will write the husband's name or wife's name and then they'll come and say, no lah, Mr. Karthi, it's okay lah. I guess I have been wrong too. I have been at fault too, and it's not. I shouldn't totally blame on him. So what I've noticed is this. Yes, people will think that is an easy way out, but what they don't realize is when they start doing, the universe is working through them already now. So I've seen them change tremendously.
Right, the change of their own attitude rather than somebody else.
Yes. Because you're doing Hooponopono. By the way, I want to tell you something. There's a joke about Hooponopono. Yeah?
Yes, please.
Joke in the sense, one lady came to me a year after my program.
Right.
And then she said, Mr. Karthi, I have been doing whatever you asked me to do. Nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. So I said, what do you do? She said, I write my name, I put my hand, and I do Hooponopono. I said, okay.
Right.
108 times. I said, what do you say? She said, I put my hand and I say, Hooponopono, Hooponopono, Hooponopono. And I said, oh my God. The word Hooponopono, however you say, doesn't work. What works is, I love you, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you. And that's what works.
Right.
Okay? Good question, Paul. I think it was a very, very good question.
Right.
All right.
Okay.
Any other question?
Awesome. So just keep the questions coming, right? If I miss your question, just write it down again, okay? Because it's going very fast up. Please write
yes, I just got one question. Can I answer that?
Sure. Please.
Just two questions below Pratipal. I think it's Janarthini. She said, do you have people who practice but still not get results? Many times. Many times. So what I do is, when they come to me and say, I'm doing it, but it's not, then I'll say, listen, number one, maybe you need to do more frequently because your karma is probably, even worse than many other people, or maybe there's some other things you're not doing. Because it's a many lifetime accumulation of negative data. So it's possible. So what I will do, I say, increase that. That's number one. Number two, I will tell them, I said, who are you doing it for? They'll say, oh, I'm doing it for my boss. Or I'm doing it for so-and-so. I said, maybe that's not the person who's the problem. Maybe your intention, your target is not. But it doesn't really matter though. I think more important is for them to do it more frequently. So I will normally say, do 3 times a day or do 4 times a day. That's what I do.
Right. Okay. Right. So another question is, like during this MCO time, right? A lot of businesses are suffering, right? Business owners, your own business and all those things, right? So can you do it for your business to improve?
Absolutely, you can do. For some, it will work faster. For some, it will be slower, depending on their negative data and karma. So some people, Vyasa, when they start doing it, you see, you need to understand something. divine intervention is when God is going to come and help you. But if you are the type of person that on one end you're doing Hooponopono, and the other hand you are doing a lot of like I keep giving the example of double parking.
Yeah.
Do you know, yes, when you do 108 times, I love you, I'm sorry, thank you, and then you park your car and you've got 1,000 people who curse you. Okay. So everyone who does Hooponopono, businesses and all, it will improve. In fact, I don't have the examples today, but I have a lady who runs a mini market up north somewhere. She called me up. She said, my business is down. Her business actually doubled during MCO. Many other people have asked me and I've told them to do, as long as they do it, you see how it will work is number one, you could either double in terms of income or increase, or they seem to find multiple sources of income. Maybe the business so you must also understand, for example, if somebody is actually doing restaurant business, for example, right, and they do the Hooponopono and hope that government will allow them to open a restaurant. See, you cannot have an intent. You cannot tell the universe, this is what I want. You tell the universe, please help me.
Yeah,
the universe will ensure. Yeah, exactly. The universe will ensure some other business will come to you. Something will happen into your life because the universe will come and guide you and help you. But so again, if you have your intention is, how come my business not doubling? How come okay? Don't go far. Yes, I'll tell about myself because I think it's easier to relate, right?
Yeah.
I have always done classroom training,
right?
Because I'm a trainer. I've never offline training. I've never done online.
Yeah. Right.
So when issue came in, I was devastated. Suddenly, I had about 300,000 ringgit worth of contract cancelled by big companies. I was doing many companies for many years, and was like, oh my god, oh my god, I mean, in the sense that what it was like, wow, this. And then I started Hooponopono. I mean, I started online classes, and that idea actually came from my wife, who said, I think there are a lot of people out there very deep. I said, I've never spoken in front of a laptop.
Right.
I'm a standard person, I cannot do it for. She said, come on, just help people out. I started, but you know what? I have made more money than before just because of MCO. So again, you see, I let the universe guide me.
Yeah.
So
don't be too rigid with what we want.
Yeah, that's right. You cannot be. So sometimes it's like that. Another example. I wanted to buy a house in Kemensa Heights many years ago. And I had this house, and my wife and I looked at the house, beautiful house. Everything is exactly what I wanted. My in-laws are from Malawati, which is near Kemensa. So I did Hooponopono, and my wife she will tell, hey, I'm sure you do Hooponopono, you do a lot of, I'm sure we'll get the house. So anyway, we did everything. But you know what happened? The house, some of the things got delayed. The lawyers were not available. My loan got delayed. Everything was, and I was like, hey, come on, man. I'm supposed to be teaching all this, and what is happening to me?
Right.
But 1 week before I actually finally signed the agreement, landslide in Bukit Antarabangsa. This is one of the houses that cracks.
My God.
And I thought, oh my. So I've come to believe the universe knows everything. The universe will know how to come in, how to help. And I've seen this many, like Caroline just now. She had a stroke while in a mom's place and immediately was taken care of, as compared to what if she was driving. Those kind of cases. Yes, sir. So to answer the question, anyone affected by MCO, whatever, you just need to do. Over the last 1 year, so many people have approached me because they don't have a job. But I have got like so many testimonials. Mr. Karthi, today, even just now, I got a message from a lady. Her name is Rita. She just said, Mr. Karthi, I want to tell you, November I started doing Hooponopono. No, October I started doing Hooponopono. November I got a job, and today I got promoted.
Oh my God, that's like.
Yes, sir, this is common, yes, sir. Meaning to say, it might not happen to everybody because it depends on their karma. It depends on their negativity. It depends on what they are. But definitely, if you connect with the universe, you will see success.
Right.
You will see.
Some are getting early.
That's right. The timing could be a bit. Timing is a bit fun. And like what Deepak Chopra says, you can tell the universe your intention, but don't have attachment. You can tell the universe, I don't like my boss. Can you remove him or not? But don't tell the universe, can you remove him and make sure this year he doesn't get his bonus? I don't do that. You know what I mean or not? So don't get attached to that. And then if you find that he's moved to another department, promoted, you get upset. How can they promote it? But your intention was he should not be your boss. So he is now moved to another department. That's his karma.
Yeah.
But at least you are now not reporting to him anymore.
Right. Or you could be moving to a different place where he's not your boss anymore, right?
I had a lady who was in a Japanese MNC.
Right.
Vice president was actually disturbing her,
Right.
and it leading to sexual harassment. But he's a
Right.
vice president. So what she did, she
Right.
wrote to HR. HR didn't take action because the
Right.
vice president was some sort. She
Yeah.
did, and so she met me. She asked me, Mr. Karthi, is there anything I can do? I said, well, do Hooponopono like that. And she said, but can I do it on his name? I said, yeah. You remember I told you practicality, right? People
Yeah.
want to write. Okay, I said,
Yeah. Easy to relate.
yeah, write his name and do. So and then she asked me what will happen. I said three
Right.
good things could happen. Number one, he might leave. She said, no, I don't think so because he's the vice president. He's doing extremely well. Number two, maybe you'll get a new boss. She said, no, I don't think so because he's doing very well in the company.
Right.
Three, maybe you will leave.
Right.
She said, but I didn't do anything wrong. Well,
Right.
I don't want to leave the company. But you know what happened? But then I told her this. I said, the person who is wrong will get the punishment or treatment.
Right.
You know, but 3 weeks later, that boss gave a 24-hour notice and left the company because
Wow.
there was somebody else reported on me.
Wow.
So
that's crazy.
But I am very worried about telling this thing to people.
Yes.
On the harassment part is fine. People
Yes.
actually ask me, Mr. Karthi, oh my God, now I know how to get rid of my boss. And I always tell them, I said,
we start seeing a lot of people getting rigged off.
no, but you see, this is where we need to understand the universe is not so stupid.
Yes.
If you are the one who's not performing, you will leave.
Right.
So the universe is always fair. So if you are being sidelined and you are really hardworking, okay, fine, do it and let the universe come and treat you fairly. But you need to take the risk. I had another lady, just since I don't know whether you question, but one more example. This lady, young lady, came to me and said, "These are all people who attend my public programs."
Right.
This lady came to me, just to keep the momentum so everybody can understand.
Yes.
This lady had told me, "Mr. Karthi, you know what? I have a boyfriend,
Right.
and rich guy, and I'm from an Orthodox family, not so rich, and
Right.
he's a very nice guy. I love him so much. Blah blah blah." But you know what? He wants to go more than just kissing and hugging.
Right.
But I said no until we get married. And then now Valentine's Day is coming.
Right.
And he's telling, no, Valentine's Day present, I need to spend time with you, whatever.
Right.
So she's like, oh my God. This was last year, not this year, by the way. Yeah? So what I did, she said, what can I do? I said, write his name and do. And then you stop. She said, would you stop asking? I said, I don't know. But in my mind, he didn't seem the right guy for me in the way I saw it. Because she said some other things as well. Right. Anyway, I said, you do. Then about 3-4 weeks later, she called me up. She was crying on the phone. I said, why are you crying? Right. She said, oh my God, I just saw him with another girl in another hotel. Probably they're having an affair. I said, why are you crying? She said, I've lost him. I said, girl, do you know something or not? It's better to lose him now when he's not married to you than find out that he's having an affair after you get married to him.
Yeah.
This is where sometimes people don't realize the universe will know what's best for you.
Right. Yeah, the universe always knows what's best. The divine always knows, right?
Absolutely.
Okay. So, let's say, Patpal said, exactly, Mr. Karthi, my thoughts, the universe is already giving us without even us asking. It gives and gives and gives and never tires. The receiver is the one that is not realizing it or not able to cope up with the gifts. Yeah, very interesting point.
Very good point. Absolutely. Right. And this is what happens in Vyasa. When people start doing the Hooponopono, the realization sets in like what Patpal is saying.
Right.
So they possibly could start thinking my husband should change, my wife should change, or my boss should change, my company should change. Then realization hits them that, oh my God, thank God that I'm getting so many other things from the person I'm talking about.
Right.
So that's it comes in. It is automatically, it's overnight. You start having this realization.
Yeah. Okay. Very interesting. Okay. Okay. So this is a question. Do we need to write what we want after writing my name and the person's name?
Very good question.
It's a technical
you should not. Should not have intentions. Should not. Your soul knows everything. Your superconscious knows everything. The moment you write a name of a person, your superconscious knows what's the thing to be done with the person. Do not put intention.
Right. So example is okay. This is a good question. Actually, it's a technical question, right? So let's say you have for example, you want to have, let's say, a better boss or something like, let's say, better results in your company, for example, right? So should you have that intention in your mind uh, before writing, let's say, your
Yeah.
name or the company's name?
Intention in the mind is right, guys, but no need to
Right.
write it down. Yeah.
No need to write it down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
So
the
for
moment you
example,
write it down, the universe knows it.
right.
So, for example, you say, I'm writing my boss's name, right?
Yeah.
The soul already knows why you're writing the boss's name.
Right.
You write down the company's name, right? The
Right.
soul already knows how much of money you want to make.
Yeah.
You understand? But you can always put it in your mind. I want so much of money and then write. But you don't have to write intention. And I'll tell you why, Vyasa. I'll tell
Right.
you why.
Right.
There's
Yeah.
nothing wrong. There's
Okay.
nothing wrong in people writing down. I give an example. I had this insurance lady who came to me. So she wrote down everybody's name, and then she wrote down how much a premium they will pay if she closes the case.
Okay.
Then I said, what do you want to do? She said, I want to be an MDRT.
Right.
I said, then don't worry. I said, just put the word MDRT, write the client's name, and then just, you want to put your hand on top and do whatever you do. Don't put how much, because you see, you're limiting your options when you tell exactly this is what I want from this person. Because the universe will know that your goal was to become an MDRT. And true enough, she achieved it and realized the people that she thought would pay so much paid much more.
Right.
And the people she thought would pay much more actually paid much less. You see what I mean? So the universe knows. So is nothing wrong. Okay, there's nothing wrong in writing.
Right.
But you don't need. Yeah.
You don't need to write.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Okay, and again, there's from what I get from what you're saying is there's no hard and fast rule about the whole thing, right? Like, if you do accidentally this way or you change the order of saying, it's all not going to work. It's just the intention, right?
Universe is all forgiving.
Okay.
Universe just wants you to accept responsibility and give it permission to come and lead you the way.
Okay.
That's it.
All right. So Muneshwari has asked this question again, a few times. Thanks, Munesh, for your question. Hi, sir. How about writing it down 108 times? Want to practice for my autistic teenager son.
Okay.
All right.
Very good question, Munesh. Now, first of all, call me if you can, or contact me through Facebook, because I'll tell you there's something else you can do for your autistic teenagers. There's actually affirmation you can read for your son, which will get him to cure faster, which is under the 14 steps in Hooponopono. There's Mona Simeon has actually indicated there's something called a 14 step. There's one step called a 6C. Under the 6, where it actually now I don't teach that to everybody, Vyasa, because then people get all confused.
Yes, there may be too many steps and all, too complex and all, right?
So Munesh, you can get in touch with me. I'll tell you what to do. But my take on it is simple. Instead of writing it 108 times, if you say that, you will say probably more than 100 times, which means it is more powerful for your son as compared to writing it down. The writing part doesn't really matter, whether you write it or not. Doesn't matter, because now if you are writing affirmation, like law of attraction, affirmation, then writing is very powerful. I'm so happy and grateful that my son is in normal, is a perfect child with normal capacity or capabilities. Okay, that you can write 108 times. But you don't write, I love you, I'm sorry, please, 108 times. You don't do that. I rather you say it out 108 times, by either touching your son's picture or writing his name and doing it. I think you will probably do more. Like I said just now, Vyasa, the number of times you say it is got more power. So I think if she's going to write 100 times, if she says it out, she probably will do it 216 times.
Right.
Because it's faster, easier to see. That's the thing.
Right. That's true. That's true.
Makes sense? Okay.
Okay, so we got another question. So we're actually coming to the end of the show very soon, right? So if you have any final questions, please shoot it out, right? So Kokteng has actually asked a question. Can we use Hooponopono for self-healing? Okay, I heard about this somewhere, right?
Absolutely. I already told you just now, we had Ramesh Balan who had cancer. He did self-healing. We had, I spoke about Caroline just now who had a stroke. Actually, you know what happened? She had stroke, and doctor said she's so lucky to have survived because they rushed her to the hospital. That's why she said, thank God I was not traveling. But her recovery was very good. Within a day or two, she was already recovering, and now she's already walking. She is already starting to write and all. So self-healing, actually, when you do Hooponopono, automatically you get healed. on whatever ailments you have, because your chakras will get aligned. So
Right.
your healing will start. Also, there's a lot of calmness, there's a lot of peace, because when you are sick, our mental capacity is to worry and get into a depressive mode. So when you do Hooponopono, automatically the stress goes away because you're leaving the responsibility to the universe to take care of you, and you'll heal very, very fast. I have a lot of testimonials for self-healing, a lot of testimonials. I can share it with you. Yeah.
Right. Kokting, so you can also always just message him, he's a big person big sharer. He shares a lot of stuff, right? You can connect with
You can go to
Karthigesu.
Facebook or YouTube. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I know Kokting. If he's, I think he's a lecturer from Taylor's College. Oh no, Damansara, if I'm not mistaken. Sounds very familiar. Okay.
So Dr. Tayala,
Uh-huh.
said karma is cleared when you take responsibility or ownership of what you seek and forgiveness for your mistake. The God or universe will erase the bad karma.
Is that a question or a statement?
No, I think it's just a statement, right?
Statement, yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
And
I just want to add on to what Dr. Tayala says.
yes,
Karma is cleared when you take responsibility ownership, but you don't just say, I admit it. You need to do the forgiveness, like what Dr. Tayala said. But you must do this forgiveness. Must do the Hooponopono.
Okay. And let me just see. We are not sending. Okay, but by cleansing ourselves, would those whom are forgiving face any bad effects? Okay. So with the people like stress, chronic pain, and all. Okay, yeah, this is good, interesting.
Good question. Listen, this is not, you are not transferring energy. You're just cleansing it.
Right.
So you're not doing anything bad. In fact, if I want to tell you this, Daisy, the good news is when you do, they will heal. That's why people don't like it. When the boss is bad, they do for it. The boss gets promoted and they get upset. but basically, when you are cleansing your karma, you're also cleansing the karma between both of you.
Right.
So basically, their life becomes better.
Right.
And they will also prosper.
Yeah.
Even if they don't prosper, they won't disturb you. Let's put it that way. Right. Because it also depends on them, Vyasa. If let's say, for example, somebody has done something to you and you are cleansing it and they continue harming people, then their bad luck will continue.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. And okay, so Wani has said, hi, I use it for my own realigning. Lots of messiness gets cleared. Yeah. Okay, very interesting. Thanks for sharing.
Yeah, very true. Thanks, Wani. That's true.
Okay. So I would also like, because what I notice is that some of the big companies are also now open to learn this as a subject, right? Mm-hmm. Could you share a little bit about, how and why are they doing it? Companies, big,
the companies that I'm doing programs for?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
See, when I started to do training programs, and I actually was very lucky when I left Bangalore. I joined a company called Top Performance Leadership Center, which was owned by Rosman Kamarudin, who is now currently the ED for Peng Raya, and also Gopalan. Mr. Gopalan, who is also a practitioner, Hooponopono practitioner, right?
Right.
And they were doing a program called Inner Side of Effective. People talking about inner side, how you cleanse your inner self to become a good person. Right. But what happened was when I left the company and started my own company. As I started doing program for many companies, I realized that number one, people don't change after a 2-day program.
Right.
Okay. Number two, people don't want to change because they've got other issues in, my salary not good. Why would they pay this man so much of money when they could have actually paid my bonus?
Right.
Because it's very highly paid, right? So they won't change, So all this kind of things happen. And many people go for training after training and they don't come. So I remember this one saying, by Sir John Harvey Jones. He was a former ICI chairman. Okay, he said, organizations change when people change.
Right.
But people will only change when they accept in their heart that change must occur. That's his saying.
Right.
Okay. I've added on a little bit to say, but people will only accept in their heart to change if they decide to take ownership of their role in the company.
Mm-hmm.
So, like we always say, if you are a janitor, you must be the best janitor. If you are a clerk, you must be the best clerk. If you are the CEO, you must be the best CEO, right? So what I did was very simple. Instead of going into companies and talk, because when I tell companies about law of attraction, they say, no, this is for salespeople and people, you know what I mean? Or if you talk about Hooponopono, no, this is too spiritual. Right. So I came up with a program called Taking Ownership Passionately. It's called a program, which I've done for many organizations. And this Taking Ownership program is whereby I go in for 2 days, and what I do is I teach the staff to take ownership. I just like the way we are doing it today now, Vyasa, I tell them that whatever you're going through is created by you. And look at what is happening in your life. Look at what is happening. You got a job. A lot of people don't have a job. Look at what. So take ownership. And I say, when you take ownership, and then I will slit in law of attraction and Hooponopono, and they start doing it. And then I realized the number of days for MCs dropped for many staff. There's a lot of cost saving for the company because staff are more productive. They don't claim overtime. A lot of good things happen because the person has taken ownership and realizes that I need to do what I need to do to come out, rather than just talking about religion, talking about being a good person. I need to be a good person first, you see. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? You know, like I always use this example in Abhyasa. I'll say, you don't tell your children, never steal. You know, stealing is bad. You know, how can you go and steal? And then you say, now use my company stationery, like you can use it. Now, if you're giving them your company stationery, you just stole from your company, right?
Yeah, correct.
You're telling your children don't steal, but you bring your stationery from the company, meaning to say you actually just stole from the company.
Right.
Or you tell your children at the red light stop, at the green go, but when the light changes and your children in the car, you just press the accelerator and say, no. This is for you to know, but nobody follows anyway.
Right.
So there must be some alignment. So for corporates, that's what I do. So when I go in to do my pitching, yes, I always tell them, listen, I'm here to tell you that you can send your people for any kind of training line. It's not going to work if they don't take ownership. Mm-hmm. You don't take ownership. You know what I mean? You know, like those who are listening today, they might just say, oh my God, I love Hooponopono.
Right.
But if they don't practice it, nothing's going to happen anyway.
Yeah, true.
Similarly, so I tell companies, I said, if you want your staff to take ownership, then let me come and handle them. Once they've taken ownership, you'll see changes because they change. Remember, organizations change when people change. Right. And people will only change when they accept in their heart.
Right.
That's my tagline, and I go and talk to companies and tell them. So that's what I do. So companies are willing to look at it. I've gone to do that, but I also add value to every company I go to, in terms of how I tell them that there is a reason why they're there. The universe knows why they're there. I did a program for a hospital, a private hospital, and I did it for nurses.
Right.
Yeah, I did nurses, right? And I'll tell you how I see things. Yeah. And so I was doing training, and the nurses have a lot of complaints because their superiors, the specialists are paid so high compared to the nurses, but the nurses are the one who's doing most of the work.
Yeah.
So when I was talking to them, I said, let me ask you something. Would you like to be a toll plaza operator, where you sit in a toll plaza and give away the tickets, or sit there and collect, or would you rather be a nurse? They say, what's the difference? As a nurse, you are saving lives. Do you know how much of good karma you get in saving lives? Mm-hmm. Do you know the specialist does something and then charges the money, but the nurse doesn't charge? Do you know how many patients are so happy with the nurse that you are? Do you know how many of them bless you? Then they look at it and say, oh my God, I never thought that what I do now will affect me in my future and my children. I said, your children will be better off, your next life will be better off, you believe. Everything happens. So I think sometimes when you do the training in a company, I think people need to know that you're not just there to tell them to work harder so the company can make more profit. I think when you go in there and tell them, do this because that's your role. Do this because you need to do this. And then they will do it. That's where taking ownership comes in.
Right. Yeah. I'm sure there's a lot of behind the scenes what you need to share to achieve that.
A lot of modules. Yeah, sure. Of course.
Right.
Yeah, a lot of work is involved. Yeah. A lot of exercise, a lot of realization must come in. So the 2 days gives them a lot of realization, and then they go and do the work. Yeah.
Okay, so again, let's just take a short break before Karthi comes again, and we will just wrap it up and finish the thing, right? So now let's just hear the message from our sponsor and get ready for a simple question. Just answer whoever answers first. We will read out the winners later on, right? And it will connect to you. They will post the package to you. Okay, so again, let's see the
I was in one of the clinic doing an event with for the doctors, and this customer walked up with full makeup, beautiful skin. I was surprised and said, "Hey, are you our user?" She said, "Yes, I'm using a product already for 5 years. I'm using it. Before I'm used a product, she showed me a photo before. It's full of acne. Now look at my skin. I can't live without your product, and her skin is really smooth." That touches me, make me immediately feel the mission that we have to give them the benefit of the product, to educate them. Such a wonderful makeup that's available in the market to make the quality of life improve. Australian products is known worldwide, especially for their stringent of quality. Their quality control is really very thorough, and they have about their safety of the product. They always emphasize on safety, quality, and integrity.
Okay, so I'm just going to, Karthi is still around, okay, Karthigesu is still around, but I'm just going to tell about this. Right, let me just get here. Right, so Kiss Mineral is sponsoring this show, and also this 4 kits, Kiss Mineral Essential Kit, which is selling at 178 ringgit. So the question is this, right? Where is the country it's coming from? Which country is this product made in? Okay, this answer in the comments, whether in YouTube, LinkedIn, or Facebook. 2 winners from Facebook, 1 winner from LinkedIn, and 1 from YouTube, right? So which country is it coming from? All right, so we have got, right, okay. So we have from Facebook, we have Logan and Chitra, right, who have got the kit, all right. And from, let's see, from LinkedIn, let's see, we have the winner is Tiong Lei, right, who have said the answer is actually Australia, right? And from YouTube, we have, let me just see, wow, okay. From YouTube, just give me a minute. We have Kala, all right, Kala Devi, who has the first from YouTube, Australia, right? So the winners are Logan, Chitra, and we have Kala Devi, and we have, let me see, from LinkedIn, we have Tiong Lei, right? Lim Tiong Lei. All right, so we will get in touch with you, and we will get your address, and we will post, Kiss Mineral will actually post the package to you. Okay, thanks a lot, Kiss Mineral, for the sponsorship. Let's get back into the show again. Okay, so let's wrap it up. Karthigesu, thank you so much. Any final advice again, with the summary of what someone should do on Hooponopono?
Like I said, once people start seeing the results, they will become a practitioner, they will start doing it, and they'll start teaching. So I think it's important for them to see results. For that purpose, what my suggestion will be, everyone gets a piece of paper, writes down their name. It doesn't have to be, it can be a short name, full name, doesn't matter, just their name.
Right.
Okay. If they have got a family, they can write the name of the wife and children or whatever, because they want good things to happen to all of them, right? But your name alone is good enough. Your name alone is good enough. Okay, so that's one paper. Okay. At the bottom of it, or you can take out another paper and you can write down if now at the moment you have any issues with anybody around you. If you have
immediately take out a paper right now.
At the moment, yeah, you can do that now. Take out, everybody does that. Take 2 papers out. Take 2 papers. One is write your name and write the name of the loved ones where you want more good things to happen to them. That's number 1.
Right.
Take another paper and then you write down name anyone that you feel you have got a strained relationship. You've got toxic environment at work. It doesn't matter. Something that you're not happy about. Or maybe something with your clients and something to do with your anyone. Just something that you feel you want this to go away, or you want this to improve, or you want it to be better. Write that one. Okay. And what you need to do is very simple. Put your hand on the list. You can put it together if you want, one under the other. You can put both out and put your palm on top of both. Doesn't matter. You can do it separately. Doesn't matter. But you need to first think about if you believe in God, mention. If you're a Hindu, mention God, whatever. If you're Christian, just if you're Muslim, Ya Allah. Or if you don't believe in all that, you just say, Dear Universe. Dear Universe, and say, I love you, I'm sorry, please me, thank you. I love you, I'm sorry, please, 108 times. The dear God is only once, but use 100. Now, if you do this starting from today, for some people within the next 2-3 days, you see results.
Right.
Then some people will take a week or 2 weeks. But I will tell you that norm is 21 days. A norm.
Right.
I don't know why, but that seems to be the norm because I think the neurons take 21 days to form. I don't know what it is, but 21 days is a magic.
Right.
Okay, so I think that is what I would tell people to do.
Okay.
For them to become
so friends here, right? So again, let's leave you with a challenge, right? Karthi has said 21 days, right? And then who's going to do it? Just let us hear who through your comments, who's going to start practicing it just today itself within 1 hour. Okay, just comment down below. Within the next 1 hour, you're going to take out a paper and then just do what he said, the simple practice of Hooponopono. Who's going to do it, right? And then who's going to do 7 days? You just write there 7. And who's going to do it for 21 days? Right there, 21, right? So this is a good, like you're declaring it to yourself and to all of us here who've been listening it together, right? Okay, so we're getting it. Okay, we're going to have a lot of people practicing. Okay, there's a lot of comments coming down. 21 days, me, myself, Guna, Saras. Okay, awesome, 21 days. Okay, let's hear it because I think the simple thing is I just believe if every one of you has a great quality of life, I think life in Malaysia itself will improve. The whole country will improve, right? If the whole country improves, the whole world also improves, right? So if we all practice, I think just start with your own self, your own family. We are going to make a huge amount of ripple effects, going to happen, right?
Well said.
So awesome. Thank you so much. Again, if you want to get in touch with Karthigesu, please feel free to connect with him, right? We will put his contact down there, or you can check his Facebook. What is your Facebook?
My name, Karthigesu Sivalingam.
Right. So you can check it out. He's really easily findable in Google. Okay. Check out his full name. You can check and put the word Hooponopono if you would like to, and you can actually get into him, connected with him. He does public courses. He does corporate courses. You can always reach out to him. All right. So
I also have a lot of YouTube videos with the same name. Yeah,
okay.
They can go to my YouTube channel and watch a lot of videos on law of attraction as well as Hooponopono. In Tamil as well as in English. Yeah.
Okay. Super. So again, thank you so much.
No, Vyasa, thank you so much. And I want to say something, Vyasa.
Yeah.
If any one of them, if not all, if any one of them, and they do it and their life changes, the blessing goes to you because you are the one who created this event. And of course, Dina for connecting the three of us together. All right. So with that, just want to bless everyone. And I hope you will see this as a way moving forward in the years to come.
All right. So thank you very much, friends. Thank you for following and watching the show. Thank you for supporting. Beautiful. I really learned a lot of things here, and I'm going to do the 21 days for sure or more, right? Why not more, right?
Awesome.
Why not more? And share if you have any good results along the way. Do share it back in this post, right? It'll be just wonderful to hear it. We love to hear that you are getting some kind of impact from this, from practicing this. Love it. Now, with that, we will just say bye-bye to you. Thank you again. Karthigesu, thank you again.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Vyasa.
All right. So, bye now.